So before we get started with the awards, let me just tell you a little bit about how I think our year went and a little bit about Tate's trip to the state. Overall, we had a really good year. The only thing that would have made it better is if we could take the whole team to state. And we didn't play very good on Thursday at districts. And if it weren't for that, we would have taken the whole team to state. Because we certainly were probably one of the best 5 teams in the state. We just couldn't get there. St. Mary's, Josh Wu from St. Mary's took first. Max Davis from Cascade Christian took second. Kid that Tate played with, Dane Miller from Creswell, took third. And then there was a tie between Joel Snyder, Tate, and a kid from Regis, Kyle Humphries, took fourth. I'd like to point out that in the first 7 places, our district took 6. That's how good our district is. And that's what makes it so tough for us to get to state as a team. And I was really impressed with the teacher. It just, the course was tough. It really was. And he doesn't think he hit a good shot. With the course being as tough as it was, he played pretty well. Once again, Cascade Christian won the team event. St. Mary's came in 3rd, and Oak Ridge, who's in our league, came in 5th. And we're every bit as good as Oak Ridge. We just couldn't get through the door. Our district score would have beat everybody else that's in state. It's just a shame we couldn't get there. Just a couple of little trivial things about Tate's round. In the par 3 scoring, he was 3rd. In par 4 scoring, he was tied 3rd. In par 5 scoring, he was tied 9th. And that's where he probably gave up his shot at winning or being 2nd. Just as par 5 scoring. It was over par. So, but he was 4th in total pars for the 2 days. He had 20, and the top kid had 24. So he played really well. Really well. As a team, last year our best round of golf was like 366, and that was last day of districts. And we actually had a couple of rounds in the 350s, low 350s this year. We had a 351, I believe it was, which actually won that tournament. And we were competitive as a team all year long. And so I was pretty happy with that. So, moving along to awards. Shiny, you're first. Step right on up. So, we have here a certificate award. Good boy. Cheyenne, I think you played a little golf before this, right? A little. Just a little. And her goal was to shoot 120 this year, and that was a pretty aggressive goal. We started out with practice there around the first week of March, and it rained and it snowed and the wind blew. And I think we got 3 days in the first week, we got a couple of days in the second week. And lo and behold, I took the JV kids and we went to Laurel Hills for a tournament, and they only had 5 days of practice. And in spite of that, Cheyenne went over and shot a 75 for 9 holes, which was pretty impressive, I thought. Then we come around and we go to Burns, which we took everybody to Burns, the JV and varsity both. And I got the wild idea, well, let's just have her play 18 holes. We played 18 holes in practice, barely played 9 holes. And she went out and shot a 147 for 18 holes. And she was a little tired when it was over with, and that probably led to a few extra strokes, but she played really well. Then we took her to Oak Ridge, where we had a match play for the varsity boys, and then we had a couple of JV players that played against some of their JV boys, which I am playing against the boys. And she shot 70, 9 holes, came in second, beat 2 of the boys. So she did really well. I am so much looking forward to doing that next year. I really am. Because you're not going to be playing 9 holes next year. We'll be playing 18. And we've got some additional tournaments lined up. So thank you. So, Alan was our other full-time JV golfer. And he was pretty new to the sport. And it showed first day. He struggled. I think the first day, if he hit the ball 1 out of 10 times, he was probably doing pretty good. And by the time we got to the third day, he was able to hit the ball a little bit more. And then the weather got nasty on us, and we missed a couple practices. And we came back to practice, and just like starting all pretty much. So he got a couple more days of practice in, and so we took him to Laurel Hills, and I really was worried about him at Laurel Hills. He really wasn't ready to go from a standpoint of knowing what to do and how to hit the ball and stuff. But we only had 3 tournaments this year for babies, and I didn't want to leave him at home. So he went, and he persevered, and he shot a 140 for 9 holes, and you know, I think he said, "Well, I'm taking crap," but you know, he showed up for practice the next day, and that says a lot. And so we went to Burns, and at Burns I decided to just play 9 holes, and he shot a 69 9 holes, and that was quite a bit of an improvement. He also went to Oak Ridge, and he played 9 holes there. He didn't quite do as well there. He shot 70 though. And so he's begun to pick up and start to progress a little bit. His swing is a little bit unorthodox. I'd like him to swing a little differently. However, I realized that midway through the season that if he could hit the ball, I was happy with that, and we'll worry about making him hit it right next year. I wanted him to have a little bit of fun, and I think we did that. I think we're a lot more good the second half of the year. But yeah, so we got some things to work on next year, but I think you're gonna improve quite a bit. And speaking of improvement, for the JV players, you were awarded the most improved player. Anybody that shoots 140 in their first 9 holes and can improve to 69 to 7, that's quite an accomplishment. Thank you. Moving on to our next person would be Alec Henderson. Awesome. Woo! Now, Alec started out the year on JV, and as a senior, he automatically gets to letter as a varsity player. However, he did earn this varsity letter because we were shorthanded, and he actually played a couple tournaments varsity. He played at let's see. You played at KU at Harbor Lakes, varsity. Harbor Lakes. Links. Trust me, it's links. Well, yeah, you were in the water, but yeah. Alex's year kind of went like this. He shot a 49 at Laurel Hills, and I was pretty excited. Gosh, he's going to be doing all right. And then we didn't really have any tournaments to take you to. And so things kind of got waylaid a little bit. It was the Burns tournament. And But then Jack came up missing for Harbor Links, and so we took at 9 o'clock at night. I call Alex, hey, you're going tomorrow. And he showed up. He goes over. He shot a 117, which sounds terrible, but there's if anybody hasn't been to Harbor Links, there's water on 15 out of the 18 holes, and it's pretty tough not to get in the water. In fact, I'll tell you, I'm pretty sure, I know for a fact that Kate and Derek on that day were both in the water.
Like 8 times?
Yeah. So, you know, even our best were in the water. He also played varsity Oak Ridge in match play, and while he didn't win his match, he actually sprung it out to the back 9.
Yeah, to like full 60.
So yeah, and that was pretty good. So let's see here. So I have an award here for you, and that. And you're a senior, so we're not going to see you again next year. It's a shame you didn't play last year because I think you'd been a lot better this year.
Yeah, that's what I'm very just.
So, Mark, this is your varsity certificate. Here's whatever those are, emblem for golf. Let's talk about Mark just a little bit here. His goal this year was to average 96. His average last year was 120. And he didn't get to his goal of 96, but he did average 107, which is a 13-stroke improvement over last year. His lowest tournament round was a 100 at Centennial at the Phoenix tournament, and that's a pretty good score for Centennial for him. He also had a practice round of 89 when he was fighting with Alec to see if he was going to play varsity this year. He turned it up that day. I don't know what happened all the rest of the days, but he turned it up on the day he needed to. His probably his best round of the year wasn't his lowest round. Second day of districts, he shot a 101, and he made the front 9 turn at 57, and turned around and shot a 44. And that's just an impressive improvement in one round of golf. He needs to work on his driver. We don't have practice area here, so it's a little bit tough. So you need to get out and play more golf. But, you improved a lot. And because of that, you were the most improved player on varsity. Okay, Jack. Certificate. There it is.
Was I already supposed to get one of these? Because I haven't.
Yeah, you get one for every year that you letter in golf.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I mean, I got another one this year, but I'll take 2.
Well, no, you get one for every sport. So if you letter in golf, and you letter in wrestling, you get one for wrestling, you get one for golf. Okay.
Or you can give it back.
Yeah, if you want to go back and see that. Okay, so Jack's goal this year was to average 95. He didn't quite get there. Last year he averaged 103. This year he averaged 99. And it was an improvement. His low round of the year was an 89 in Burns. And his first day of districts was about as dismal as it gets. 106, pretty lousy. And Jack turned around and shot 92 the next day. And that was just real impressive. Pick it back up and get us back in the game. Second day of districts. It was by far probably more impressive than their 89 Burns because Centennial's way tougher. So, I'm going to mission, kind of.
Aw, shucks.
But I wish you the best and good luck to you.
Absolutely, thank you.
So, let's see here. Here is this, and here is this.
Oh, he's got the name wrong. Yes.
Oh, actually, I didn't do this. You can go see Diane.
All right.
She's the one that did it. I spelled it right all year long. If you'll notice, I have your name here. That's a C.
All right.
Okay. Okay, Reese's goal this year was to average 90, and he wanted to shoot 85 by districts. He didn't do either one of those things. However, his average last year was 109, and his average this year was 97. And that's 12 strokes. That's just one stroke shy of what Parker did. And he had 3 really good rounds this year. He shot 91 at Centennial to open the season. Then he turned around and shot 90 with Watson Ranch the very next tournament. And then he went south for a while. And then he came back and shot a 91 at Burns, which was good. And then he went south again. His secret to improving is really just to continue playing ball. That, you know, you can hit the ball long ways, you can putt, you can chip, you need to practice all these things. And you need to practice more than driver. And it's tough to do that here with a driving range. But you just need to play more. If you play 2-3 times a week, as much as you can, you will soon be playing okay? Derek.
Woo!
Derek gets a certificate. He also gets a Scholar Athlete Award for having a 3.5 grade point average. Maintaining. I'm sure there was some period of time in that maintaining area where I didn't see a 3.5 on his grades that came to the house. But somehow he got it back up. His goal this year was to average 79, which he didn't do. Last year his average was 96, and this year his average was 90. And his best rounds were he shot an 82 at Harbor Lakes, which was actually a pretty good round. He shot an 86 at Centennial in the Phoenix tournament, and then he shot an 88 the second day of districts. Those were his 3 good rounds. He, I think by his own admission, he told me this after the last meeting release, he just didn't play as well as he thought he was supposed to this year. And I think part of that is just here. His head bigger. It would be there.
What's your hair?
Concentrating on the studies.
He you know, because he had some good practice rounds. He shot 78 the first week of practice. He shot an 82. So he had some good practice rounds. He just couldn't put it together when he needed to. Part of his problem is he has a bad hole and he just carries it with him for 2 or 3 holes. And he needs to forget about the bad holes, bad shots, and just look to the next shot that he has to take and make that be that happens. So, thank you. Okay, lastly, I guess that means it's Tate's turn. Now, I we didn't have a good time. I spent 3.5 days with Tate at State, and it was a lot of fun. I thought. Spent a lot of time at the golf course. I read a lot, yeah. Tate was out moving around and I read. Here's your certificate, your bar, whatever that's for. You get here certificate of participation from state championships. You get Scholar Athlete Award for having a 3.5. And I don't know how you get a 3.5 when you're only going to school 2 or 3 periods a day. And then Tate, you also get our most valuable player. So now, just stand there for a second because I got some more things to say about you. Tate's goals for this year was to shoot a 71 and to record a top 5 at state. And he actually did one better. He shot a 70 around mid-centennial this year. And he took 4th, tied 4th instead. So to me, he met the goals that he set for himself. And that's pretty impressive. It's hard to do. Because, you set a goal and it's hard to reset it. He was pretty driven to get there. Last year, his average scores was 79. This year, I got it at 75.8. So he improved. He actually won 3 tournaments this year. He came in second 3 times in tournaments this year. He recorded a 3rd place and a 6th place, took 5th at districts, tied 5th, and then took 4th at state. And that's just a pretty impressive year. I wish I had one more year, really, because I think we're close. We're close to getting a team to go to state. We really could use one more year. I wonder if the grades maybe can be changed without to come back.
That's up to you, but
I'm going with Kurt.
Okay, Alec, look over here.